reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Make the 2024 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 19th through Sunday, January 21st. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the Dylan Blind giveaway, compete in the Big Bucket Monster Shed contest, and try the 3D shoot and more. Buy your tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 19th through 21st at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
If Ewers throws that ball to the front pylon, Texas might have tied that game up and had a chance to win it.
That moment right there, it's one of those moments that every young man dreams about. There's two outcomes in that moment. You're a gamer or you tense up.
You're a gamer or you're a goner.
Or you're a goner.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Tuesday. This is Old School. You see us live in person. We're live at 1040 O Street. A little bit of sunlight, a little bit of ice melting, even though I feel that they should be putting some salt down and gravel. Some people think that ice or salt and gravel don't do anything right now, but actually, there's actually salt products out there, Austin, that will melt ice to negative 30, possibly 50 degrees.
It's cold. It's not that cold.
No. So that's why we need it.
We should be prepared for this.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like we've never seen this before.
We had it last year. We had a couple days last year. Yeah. You know, how soon we forget. But with that being said, we are Old School. DP and Rico are up handling the Supernovas. They have I think an open practice or something like that tonight or right now going on. But we are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. 2 locations in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. So be sure to stop over there. We will get a little bit of break from these frigid temperatures next week. So you possibly could light up that grill or smoker or inside in your house. But with that being said, quick segment so we can get back on track. We probably got about 3 or 4 minutes. I guess I could call it a slow news cycle for the football team. Considering that they just moved in, I think on Saturday or Sunday, and today is only Tuesday, but they have hired, according to multiple reports and multiple sources and most reliable that Nebraska has hired a quarterback coach, and Glenn Thomas, the offensive assistant / quarterback coach, I think, for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the last few years, coached 5 years with Matt Rule at Temple and Baylor, and then also had a long stint with the Atlanta Falcons with the Matt Ryan, who is a quarterback I have a tremendous amount of respect for and will be a Hall of Famer. And I will say this, Matt Ryan, or a lot of teams in the NFL wish Matt Ryan chose to keep playing. True professional, really good quarterback. Obviously not as mobile as he used to be, but still has a lot of, well, not anymore. He retired, but has a lot of football left in his body.
I'm going to take the blame for that one. I don't think the Colts used him right.
They did not.
And did not treat him right.
No,
Definitely.
it doubled.
So I will take the blame for that one. Sorry, NFL teams.
That's all right. And you know what? Look, it's when for him, you know, he finished out the season with the Colts like a champion, and you know, he didn't come back for the wrong reasons, kind of like Jay Cutler with the Dolphins, where he kind of was stealing. So
people forget Jay Cutler came back with the Dolphins.
Yeah, well, he had no choice. You remember he was doing the show with his then wife, and then they called him and offered him like $10 million. And
He's like, yep, I'm out.
Yeah, and his podcast hadn't, started up yet. So anyways, I think, in short, we got about 5 minutes here. I think Glenn Thomas is a good, pickup. I think he's a guy that has, continuity, and Matt Rule is familiar with him. He's familiar with Matt Rule, so he knows kind of like the idea, what he likes to, to see. And I'm sure he knows about Marcus Satterfield, and they've crossed paths as well, especially at Temple.
Mm-hmm.
So the working relationship should, hit the ground running. And I'm sure, the pecking order is already set. The idea is how things should work, should be a lot smoother. It takes a lot of pressure. I wouldn't even say pressure, because calling plays is the highest pressure. I think it just frees up Marcus Satterfield to coach tight ends and be able to have a top-down view of his offense, and maybe, because when you're coaching the quarterbacks, calling plays, especially with that cast of characters that he had last year, it was a lot of pressure. I think now, if I'm Coach Glenn Thomas, this is an excellent position to come in, and I want your opinion, obviously, Austin, because you get to come in and it's a blank canvas, and you can mold these quarterbacks, right? You got two true freshmen, and then you got a guy. To me, Heinrich Harburg was a freshman last year. And I'd say he was a redshirt freshman, and everything he did, he was learning. And he's a guy that they have coached that type of body type. So obviously he's bigger than PJ Walker, kind of a little bit on the Brewer side, but shows he has arm strength, but he needs a lot of refinement in the fundamentals and stuff. You're bringing a guy that's coached a vast, a vast array of quarterbacks, different talent levels, developed them, seen, and he had him right there in the Pittsburgh quarterback room this year, and some of them have done well on short notice. I think it's a really good opportunity for him, and then obviously I think it's a really good opportunity for the quarterbacks coming in and any potential ones in the future.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a guy that's had 20 years of coaching experience across college and pros, different types of quarterbacks,
right,
different levels of development, different body styles, different play styles, different coordinators he's worked under, been a coordinator himself, which is huge. I want to focus on the Marcus Satterfield aspect of this too,
sure,
because I think Glenn Thomas coming into town, like you said, takes pressure off Marcus Satterfield, because I think if we're all honest, we've been in situations where we've had to pretend to be the expert in the room. And now that Marcus Satterfield, doesn't know football or hasn't coached quarterbacks, but I don't think that was his strength or his strong suit, and that's why Matt Rule hired him to coach tight ends.
Sure,
so
and he's done it before,
right?
And that's it was a little bit long in his wheelhouse down in South Carolina, so it's familiarity.
Right, but he was working with Spencer Rattler, who is pretty well developed as a quarterback prospect compared to Jeff Sims, who needed the refinement. Heinrich Harburg, who wasn't allowed in the quarterback meetings.
Yeah, for a year.
Chubba Purdy, who's bounced around and needed some guidance and direction, and then some youth behind them even. So I think Marcus Satterfield, for all the missteps that we've talked about, did a commendable job in doing his best to piece it together and make the best plan possible. But now we can go back to the tight end room, where there's still a pressure to succeed. That's a group that I think Nebraska can always get more out of, but it's probably more in his wheelhouse, more his speed, where he can be the expert in that tight end room, get the best out of that group. Instead of having to kind of piece it together on the fly at the quarterback position, bring in a guy to, take that burden off of his shoulders, take that portion of the plate off of it from Marcus Satterfield. So just that comfort level in coaching tight ends for Satterfield, the comfort level in coaching quarterbacks for Thomas, and now the organizational structure that Matt Rule wanted when he first got here. Right, I think the pieces fit together a little smoother.
Yeah, and you had Coach Martin that stepped in under not ideal circumstances. Pretty much 2 days before fall camp started. He gets to go back and I think in the analyst role, but then also he has the experience of coaching tight ends. So Marcus Satterfield can lean on him, and then also Marcus Satterfield can lean on Glenn Thomas as well. And I think Glenn Thomas, Marcus Satterfield, and Coach Rule all coaching together. You don't have to worry about guys competing for, like, Marcus Satterfield is going to be the play caller. Glenn Thomas is going to be like an advisory role. And you don't have to worry about, I guess, backstabbing. The only reason I say that is because in Minnesota, we talked about in the preseason, PJ Fleck made the decision after last year's bowl game to have co-coordinators and want the guy that ended up calling the plays this year didn't call him in the bowl game. Well, the offense during the bowl game was pretty dang good with the same cast of characters, right? Well, this year, so whatever reason, maybe through spring or whatever, they had a different play caller. Now, you still had co-coordinators, and they both were competing to get their next job versus Glenn Thomas is coming in and inserting. He's going to be plenty busy coaching the quarterback room as it sits right now. So I think everything, as far as structure-wise, delegation-wise, should work out well. Now, obviously, Matt Rule is the one that, thought of the plan or whatever. But just from my guesstimation, it seems like a really good fit. I think you got continuity, obviously, with Coach Raiola coming back, McGuire, and the running back coach as well. So I think it's, pretty good to where they're at as far as addressing some needs that they need, personnel-wise, and then addressing some needs or, additions that they need in the coaching staff-wise, and delegating. And you can't lessen the experience that Martin got as a full-time, full-year tight end coach to be a kind of co-tight end coach. So really, if Marcus Satterfield said, hey, listen, we got a huge game. We got, say, 8 new plays we're trying to install or whatever. He can delegate that to Martin, I think, to take off his plate versus being pulled too thin, and then can really call plays the way you want, especially because you want to be on point when you got 3 young quarterbacks in there, and they're going to have to carry the load. Ideally, you like to have one that does it, but, 3 young quarterbacks competing for that starting spot. So good Husker news. We're going to maybe dive in a little bit more into that in this next segment. But more importantly, we got another Big Ten, I guess, indirect news coming out. Talia, let me see his last name. Was it Tagovailoa?
Tua.
Yeah, whatever. Tua's brother. I'll be killing these dudes' last names, man. I'm sorry.
It's out of love. It's not on
I got
purpose.
Talia right.
You did.
Talia Taggy. He got denied his waiver. And so now he's going to be trying to go for the NFL. Talk about that, because it was 2 plays that was miscalculated by Bama that came back to bite him in the butt when he actually probably needed another year. So anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start 2024 off on a high note by loading up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through January 16th is a Nebraska ground beef case sales. 12 one-pound packages of premium Nebraska ground beef for just $46.99 per case and $1.50 off all McClure's brand products. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G207684.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
Ever feel judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through Friday, January 19th. See Home Club for details.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hello, everybody. It's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I hear that new Honda manufacturing continues to go up, and you have new Hondas in stock now.
That's correct, Charlie. We have more than 40 new Hondas in stock right now. It's great that a customer can come in and buy a new Honda and drive it home that day. New Honda inventory keeps getting better each month.
Okay, then. How about used cars, Andy?
We have more than 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from right now, and a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in daily. We have just about every maker model you can imagine in any price range.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman. We've got about 8 minutes here so we can get right back on time so Austin doesn't jam me up, man. You know,
we can go till 50. It's
we can go to 50
if you want to.
Man.
If
all right, cool. I know.
See,
listen, when Harrison was rubbing off on you last week, man. My man Harrison used to be on me.
It was the cold, Jay. The cold.
Yeah, then you got on me the other day. I said, "Dang, Austin, I thought we was making progress, my brother." But we have some indirect Husker news, and also I will tell you, Jeremy, we will get to your text. But first and foremost, Talia Tagovailoa. Hold on, we got the first name. That's what I call him on the Big Ten. Talia. Was it Tagovailoa?
Tagovailoa.
There it is.
Look at you, Jay.
He petitioned for a 6th year of eligibility and to be in the portal. And obviously, if he got this 6th year, he would be able to be, signed somewhere and play a 6th year in college. It got denied. All because in I think it's his freshman year, Austin, he played 2 snaps well, you can play 4 games and still redshirt. He played 2 snaps against Duke, against those Dukies, and it was, I guess, magically missed. Like, I don't know, right? Did you not know you went in the game?
We tried to argue it didn't count. It wasn't meaningful. Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, whoever is the player personnel, GM, that's their job. In my opinion, I think that's their job. That's not on the head coach's job. Well, I mean, you talk about this before. It is on Nick Saban.
Remember, Duke at this time was bad. So
right.
you know there's a shot that backup third string Talia has a shot to play.
Right. And so you got to make sure that, and especially because Tua was there, you want to make sure you do right by his brother and make sure you don't burn a year for the simple facts of 2 plays. Well, it happened. And obviously he went to Maryland, had a really good career. He threw for almost 12,000 yards. And, we played him this year, so I'm up close and personal. Got busy down that last drive and wanted another year. And also, Nick Saban wrote him a letter, for his appeal, and it didn't go through. And we've seen the NCAA be very, what's funny about the NCAA?
Everything.
Yes. But with this, right, this whole NIL transfer portal thing, they kind of only like pop up like whenever. It's like when you go to the fair and you take that hammer and those like
gophers,
gophers, yeah, that's when they pop up. And it's like you're waiting, and then they'll pop up over there. Well, they decided to pop. Look, he sent the appeal in like a couple weeks ago, and got denied a couple weeks later. Which is interesting to me is because everything else is going to take forever. But in this case, they're very, very quickly they can go black and white. Like, oh nope, those 2 plays got you. 5 years ago, got you. Should have known now. You know what I mean? Versus the Michigan investigation, we won't hear about this until 2026
if we're lucky.
USC, all that stuff with Reggie Bush and all those guys, all the different ones.
We're still talking about.
Still won't give him back his Heisman. He has to go around and on that day, he has to go around and essentially beg and plead to all the other Heisman winners, past winners, to sign a piece of paper so he can get his Heisman back. They vacated different, all different types. So even they vacated wins at Alabama when Saban's first year, which had nothing to do with him. So, that's unfortunate. But for him, according to this article, he's probably thought of as a day 3 guy. It's an extremely deep quarterback class, which we talked about earlier in the year on Old School. And for him, there had been talk like potentially we'd heard different people, and it got shot down really quickly, that if he had got another year, potentially he could come to Nebraska and be a bridge guy. I don't think that would have been a good situation. Not that he wouldn't have done well here and been a bridge guy and been a good leader, but it would have been a really wasted opportunity. And the relationship isn't there like at Bama where 2 had been there, or
he was looking at Miami where he could go play in the same city as Tua.
Yeah, and those dominoes go pretty quickly, right? Maybe that was why Cam Ward kind of slow played everything, declared for the draft. Maybe he had, was trying to improve his position, and then he ends up at Miami because he probably got word probably before this article came out that Talia's appeal wouldn't, go through. And so, he's out there and, you wish him the best because he, deep down, obviously being competitive, Nebraska against Maryland, we want to dominate everybody. You still want the best for him and for somebody that wanted to come back and get that extra year because the 2 plays isn't really worth it. You feel sorry for him because it's not something that he could control.
Is it though? I mean,
I was just about to say, look, I've seen a guy go in the game when there wasn't any 4-game rules when he wasn't supposed to and burned his year. And then the coaches kind of essentially had to play him. I've seen guys in my class that should have redshirted that didn't because they were so hell-bent on playing, end up biting him in the butt because they probably needed another year. For him, it'd be hard for me if I was somehow on, like during this time and I played 4 games or maybe they were, I don't know. I have to go back and look at the schedule. And the coach tells you to go in the game and you're like, nah. At Bama, I just wish in this case, like DP says, I feel like the adults in the room and the coaches should have. Now, if you're getting him in there and he's playing a quarter and a half, that's one thing. You playing 2 plays because those are probably kneel downs.
His brother goes down. It's one thing. He's the backup. Fine.
Right.
But this is where 2 plays. If I'm the coaching staff and I think this guy is going to be good and I think there's a chance he can stay at Bama, I'm doing everything in my power to redshirt him.
Right.
Right. And that's where, okay, maybe this was before, the quote unquote player empowerment era with the open transfer portal.
Yep.
So maybe this wasn't a thought for Talia, bigger picture. Maybe he thought he was going to be a Bama longer term. I definitely put the blame more on the adults.
Yeah.
But the way college football is moving, I think Talia could have been a little bit of a pioneer and advocating for himself. Like, hey, if you think I'm the guy or think I can be the guy,
think about my future.
Think about my future.
Yeah.
These 2 plays, right? I don't need these to massage my ego to feel better about my chances, right? Give the walk on these 2 kneel down snaps instead of me because I need and I want this extra year.
Yeah, it's 2019. He was a 3rd string quarterback playing just 2 snaps against Duke and another 2. And hold on, it makes it even worse. Another 2 at Mississippi State. See, now I'm mad. Now you know what I buy you to file class action lawsuit, not class action because it's not more than one person. You getting sued. Nick Saban, I need a check. You know what I'm saying? Then he played 22 snaps in the final week at Western Carolina. The maximum threshold for redshirting is playing 4 games.
Well, that was part of his argument with his waiver was that the NCAA, if they denied his waiver, would be holding back his earning potential. But
at college.
Yeah. And here's I get it. Yes, they technically are, holding back your earning potential by not granting you this waiver, but also this rule has been in place for how long and you didn't know about it? Or this happened before the rule's even in place?
Yeah.
So how is anyone supposed to know? It sucks. It's not ideal for him, but it's just unfortunate, right? He's not a big enough name or a good enough player to deserve special treatment for just a careless mistake.
Yeah. And I mean, Alabama should take a brunt of the blame too.
Yeah.
If you're putting him in for 2 games for a total of 4 plays, that's not worth it. So unfortunate for him. And he'll do well. I think now, to be honest with you, for guys that necessarily don't get their NFL dreams right away, especially at the quarterback position, with the new league, I think it's the UFL. Was it UF? Yeah, yep. UFL. And the legitimacy that when they combined the USFL and the XFL, I think is huge. Now, I think it is. It's actually truly, it's not attached to the NFL, but it's close enough as like a cousin, not a distant cousin, a first cousin, that where it's a true minor league where they can go get guys. You've seen PJ Walker go from there and then obviously, do really well down in Carolina, and there's other stories as well. So I think this would be really, and the UFL is willing to adjust if they become a partnership around the NFL. It's been needed for a while. So for him, there's plenty of options, and he has a big enough name. It's unfortunate for him. And then real quickly, we got a funny texter here. Stan, is it Sten?
I think, yeah.
Sten.
Yeah.
He said he wants NCAA to Talia It's a meme. I got you. That's pretty good.
Is that OBJ? No,
No.
I thought it was at first.
No,
glance.
that's Kanye.
Oh, it is Kanye. There it is. Yep.
And then Jeremy, he said, "Hey guys, what's up? What do you think about 4 support staff changes going on? I feel like we've never heard about these changes in the past." Support staff can leave based on other opportunities, and whether you're downsizing the staff or delegating responsibilities. Obviously, it's not they're going to replace those responsibilities. It's kind of part of the deal. And when you're just kind of trying to get started, I'm sure things are pretty fluid. And so I don't necessarily think it's an indictment on anything that they did, performance-wise. I think sometimes it's just bad timing. And you never know, if guys have other things going on and stuff like that. So probably never paid attention to it to this extent just because of the nature of social media and stuff like that. I know that there's been guys that moved on plenty of times that when I was down in Nebraska and other places. So I don't think it means anything, but onward and upward. And so wish them all the best. And they, most of the guys that a couple of them I've never met before, but a couple that I've met are pretty solid dudes. So anyways, good for first segments. We're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, but it will be very cold. We'll see a high of just 9. Tonight, mainly clear. That cold will stick around, overnight low around 7. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, becoming partly sunny for the afternoon. See a high around 21. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, everybody. It's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I hear that new Honda manufacturing continues to go up, and you have new Hondas in stock now.
That's correct, Charlie. We have more than 40 new Hondas in stock right now. It's great that a customer can come in and buy a new Honda and drive it home that day. New Honda inventory keeps getting better each month.
Okay, then. How about used cars, Andy?
We have more than 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from right now, and a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in daily. We have just about every maker model you can imagine in any price range.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador, online at prg-ne.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Start 2024 off on a high note by loading up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through January 16th is a Nebraska ground beef case sales. 12 one-pound packages of premium Nebraska ground beef for just $46.99 per case and $1.50 off all McClure's brand products. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low-rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back old school. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, live 1040 O Street. Got a quick segment here before we get to the 5 o'clock hour. We're going to dive into NFL playoffs and thoughts and stuff like that, results, and then obviously some maybe early week predictions. But without further ado, Austin, a kind of a off the cuff news is the Welsh rugby superstar Lewis Rees Zammit has decided to leave his English Premier team and Wales national team to pursue NFL international player pathway. So they go and train in Florida, train and all this, and all that stuff, and kind of teach them the game. Supposed to be a phenomenal athlete, supposed to be extremely fast. He is 6'3", 194 pounds.
Is that a receiver? Is that a DB?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Ooh.
I would probably say rugby is a extremely physical sport. I could see him being maybe a safety. This is the problem. He has great size, but the experience of playing safety isn't so much. Then you think, okay, well, maybe receiver. I've never seen him play rugby,
Mm-hmm.
but he's the best out there right now.
But are the hands the same in rugby as football?
I don't know. I don't know, but he's.
Do you see a picture of the guy? Does he have a frame that you think he could bulk up to maybe play outside linebacker?
Well, some of the, like one picture, he looks like a little like 21-year-old Instagram model. Like I'm looking at it right now, right? Like a true broski, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has a picture here where his hair is perfectly done. Then you see another one where he's in action, and I'm like, yeah, he could be a hybrid because he's pretty, got
Rover-ish?
Rover-ish, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. If he's a legit 6'3", 194, I don't know if they have weight restrictions or ideal weight for people to be in rugby, but the height is good. The speed and the quickness is good. What's sellable.
What wide receiver coach or what defensive back coach would you want teaching him how to play the position?
I think like somebody like Wink Martindale with him would be good, because what Wink does is he blitzes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy that size and that speed, and just say he can get up to 210, and he's not going to shy away from contact. Now you got to teach him how to tackle, because it's different tackling with pads and without pads. But that speed, ability to cause havoc, special teams. I'm sure he could be like a gunner. He could be a personal protector and all that other stuff. I'm sure he's pretty intelligent. He's young. That's who I would, just off the top of my head. Somebody and plus Wink Martindale has had pretty good success of getting a role for Isaiah Simmons and creating a role for Isaiah Simmons. And that's where Isaiah Simmons is at. And so it'll be interesting to see. He's known as like a genetic freak, as far as athletically. I've been looking to try to see if they have any times, but everybody, as far as rugby, they say he is a freak. Now, the one thing I don't like is they say he's the 22-year-old pin-up boy. That means he's too handsome.
So he's a wide receiver safety with a quarterback's face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We need somebody. I'm looking at him right now, and I think he'll have the option to go back. It's just something. I think it's one of these things that.
Is this his MJ phase? Is he MJ playing baseball right now?
Or is like, I have an opportunity to do it. I'm young enough. I'm in my prime physically. I have my brand everywhere. This is the time to do it. If it doesn't work out, he definitely can go back and play. He's one of the best rugby players in the world. So, but when I'm looking at him right now, I don't think he's ever had a 5 o'clock shadow. But he's only 22 years old, so
maybe still getting there.
So that's the little unique news in the football front, and obviously we're going to cover the playoffs here, moving forward. But it'll be interesting to see how this story progresses and where it goes, because they're talking about his physical prowess, his speed, and his physicality. Now they say 100 kegs or kegs, whatever.
Kilograms.
Kilograms. Yeah. I don't know what that is and what that means, but seems like a pretty big dude. So we're going to take a break, come back at the top of the hour. I think Austin's going to research how much that means, what does that weigh?
100 kilograms is 220 pounds.
Well, then that's what he probably is. I think he's listed at 194. That's probably his rugby playing weight. So he can probably carry 220 so that's a game changer.
That's
right
Rover.
There. That's Rover. That's linebacker. You know what? I hope he does get picked up, because I want to see Trent Williams get a hold of this dude one time.
He's not going to be looking so pretty after that.
He'll go right back to the rugby. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Start 2024 off on a high note by loading up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through January 16th is a Nebraska ground beef case sales. 12 one-pound packages of premium Nebraska ground beef for just $46.99 per case and $1.50 off all McClure's brand products. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, there's a sale for ticket listeners only. If you say Go Big Red, you'll get all natural pork loin back ribs for just $1.99 per pound with a limit of 2 racks. That's at Fairway Meat Market for the ticket listener sale, now through January 21st in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online online at prg-ne.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? This is Old School, 5 o'clock hour. Watching this, can't even call it rush hour traffic. It's like the creep hour traffic. I'm Jay Foreman. That's Austin Orman on the ones and twos. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese. Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. We are in an NFL segment. Maybe take us on home, but we got two big segments probably with the NFL, or at least one for sure. A little housekeeping things. Austin, we're just going to jump all around here. The Rams tight end Higbee. It's official. He's been a consistent player, really good target for Matthew Stafford. He's in the playoffs, last game of the year. Victim of a low hit, a clean hit by the letter of the law. But it's confirmed he tore his ACL.
Man.
And the reason why we're bringing it up, because it sucks because of the targeting. You can't tackle up top, so you have to hit him low. I mean, heck, you even seeing guys on the offensive side of the ball, when they're putting their shoulders down, if their head dips, they're getting, fined $48,000. We're not talking about like $5,000 we're talking $50,000 in a regular football play. Sucks for him. So I wanted to give him some shouts. I think the big news of the day, or three big stories coming out of the NFL. Carmichael is out as Saints OC amid some staff changes. Obviously, the way it usually goes in the NFL is the GM or ownership comes in, sits Dennis Allen down and said, listen here, my friend, Black Monday, the whole Black Week, everybody's being fired. Do you like your job? Dennis Allen says yes. How much do you like your job? I like it a lot. Do you think you can win? Oh, sure, I can win. Well, we came to the decision that your offense is booty. We just gave Derek Carr a whole bunch of money. Chris Olave does have 2,000-yard season, but it's not good enough. We picked up Jamal Williams, and he scored his only touchdown.
Thanks to your backup quarterback.
Thanks to Jameis. And in order for you to continue to have your name outside there in that big, nice office that you have, you're going to have to make some moves. And the significance of this move is Mr. Carmichael here had been there ever since, or Pete Carmichael, I shouldn't say Mr. Pete Carmichael Jr. has been with the Saints for the last 18 years. That means he was one of the first coaches that Sean Payton hired.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why did he hire him? He had coached Drew Brees in San Diego. He had coached with Sean Payton for 16 years, 2 years with Dennis Allen. He was the sole play caller when Sean Payton was suspended for 2012. Called the couple games when Sean Payton broke his leg because he got clipped on the sideline, and multiple other times. He's been a stalwart there from the very beginning. So that is a huge move. That is a guy that has longevity, and essentially, if he had a child, right before he left San Diego, child grew up as a New Orleans Saints, family member. That is huge. That's a huge decision. And then it also puts Mr. Dennis Allen on red alert. You are a lame duck coach without it. Your offense better be better, and you better get this defense together. So that is huge news because it definitely was something that Dennis Allen probably didn't want to do willingly, probably reluctantly, but it's part of the business. And I think that Pete knows that as well. It's a hard thing to do.
It's a lot of institutional knowledge out the door, right? That knows the Benson family, how they operate. For a guy in Dennis Allen, been around for a few years, but not nearly as long, obviously. I don't think Pete Carmichael forgot how to coach, but you also don't have Drew Brees. You don't have
Deuce McAllister.
Colston McAllister, right. Jimmy Graham.
You don't have that line. You know, you don't got Evans and Hicks at guards, and you don't have that line. You don't have Stitchcomb at right tackle and Brown at the left. You don't have that anymore. You don't have Jimmy Graham.
No.
You know, you don't have all those guys that they've had, you know, that were made that offense click.
You got some good years out of Kamara, right? I think you've done the most with him. Olave seems like he's going to be a dude.
Yeah.
But Derek Carr, I don't know if he's been as advertised necessarily, right? I think maybe Las Vegas made the right move to move on from him, not pay him that much. So I hope Pete Carmichael gets picked up somewhere. Obviously, a good play caller, right? I would be curious to see what he can do with Bryce Young.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he makes his way up to Denver.
Now, that's also intriguing.
Well, he knows Sean Payton. Sean Payton knows him. Sean Payton trusts him. It'd be a really good set of eyes for Sean Payton. Another set of eyes that he knows what. It's kind of like, you know, with Glenn Thomas here. He knows what Matt Rule wants. That's what you want. You don't. It just eliminates a lot of the red tape. That'd be the first place if I'm Pete Carmichael to go, especially if Denver can get it going. Then you go right back to one of the hottest coordinators out there, partnered with a Hall of Fame potentially coaching Sean Payton. Virginia Pirate, he says, Jay, do you think forcing the head coach to make a coaching change in the NFL is pretty much the beginning of the end for the whole staff? He says he does. Generally, that's the way it goes, but if it works out, not that much. Probably 50-50 at best, whether it works out. This situation is a little bit different because Pete Carmichael has had so many successful years as a coordinator, as a coach.
Outdates everyone in the building.
Everybody in the building. He's the only one left with the original staff. You're essentially cleansing the New Orleans Saints of Sean Payton's original crew. It's huge, but yeah, it does put. Hey, listen. Every meeting becomes a lot that more important. Hey, listen, you better dot every I and cross every T. Lance says, Lance, we're going to go a little bit of text on. As a former player watching these playoff games or any good regular season matchup, what do you watch during the game? Assume you don't follow the ball like casual fans. What do you usually focus on? That's a great question, Lance. You know, we had Coach Saunders here yesterday, and we talked about how she, you know, watches volleyball versus how I watch, you know, football. You know, from playing at a high level, you just look at it a little bit different. I look at the nuances of the line of scrimmage. I look at footwork. I look at matchups. I look at what play early in the game that seemed to maybe worked or didn't work will a team come back to. So I'd kind of put myself back into the game and look who's playing good from an efficiency standpoint. I don't follow the ball like Lance said, because I know who really makes the play. And here's an example of this. So if you see a regular outside zone run play and, you know, say the defensive tackle, whether they're in a 3 technique, 4-eye, 5 tech, whatever, does a really good job of winning the line of scrimmage. Maybe he beats, you know, Quentin Nelson, or we saw like
that would never happen. Good try.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he played good this year. Or like Cam Jurgens or somebody like that. And then he goes in there and say he knocks off the pulling, you know, center or guard or fullback. But then the linebacker comes and makes the play. He gets his name mentioned. But the defensive tackle outside, whoever made the original play, is the person that made the play.
The hockey assist.
Yeah, the hockey assist. Those are huge plays because those tell you a lot about your team that you can't see in a stat sheet. You can't get from a quote from a coach or a player. It lets you know, do you have selfless player and are we playing team defense to win? Because those players and those plays will be made more often if they are accentuated or thought of as in a high of light and inside the building as a sack or anything like that. Those are game-winning plays. I look at those all the time. That's what I like enjoy the most.
And I'm going to go back to what you said too about a play that a team ran, whether it worked or not early in the game. I'm sure a difference between you and a casual fan watching football too is, you know, the block that went right or the guy that missed the block, right? If they called the right play at the right time, but it didn't work because the guy was a step slow or a step ahead, the play was there, right? It's just better execution. So even if it didn't work, are those the plays you see teams go back to a lot?
Yeah, if you see coordinators and defense, offense, coordinators, special team coordinator, yeah, because twofold, right? We could talk about Nebraska football. We can go right back to when Nebraska had the ball, not this year, but last year against Wisconsin. And I always talk about direct access plays. And people are like, what is that? Well, essentially, you let the guy that was in front of you have direct access to the guy with the ball. That play is nullified. If you eliminate, and the reason why it could be frustrating, you can even look at a couple of the plays this year up on the road against Michigan State, which I think was probably a very, very, when you look back at the season, that game was huge, right? From Michigan State was just asking you to beat them. Well, there was a couple plays where it was blocked up perfectly except for one guy. And then you kept going back to it, and then it was somebody backside. Well, everybody's like, oh, the play caller. Well, no, it's the right play call. There's a player or two that didn't execute, at least to where it's a stalemate. That means nobody wins, nobody. You just didn't lose. And so those are the plays that I look for, who goes back to them. And the best coordinators generally are able to put those in their memory bank, even plays that are years prior, right? Maybe they know the coordinator. Maybe they know the player that they'll devise plays up against it. And here's another example of Sean Payton. One of my good friends that I knew through basketball is a guy at linebacker at Florida State named Tommy Polley. Tommy Polley he went to Baltimore Dunbar. And so, I knew him just because I always keep, eye on it. He played at Florida State. He was number 29, my man, and his son played at UConn basketball. Tommy Polley was about 6'5", close to 6'6", 210, 215, but he would knock your block off, though. I mean, he Baltimore all the way. Well, they talked about, I remember, and it was on ESPN, Chris Berman in the highlight show where they flexed out Jeremy Shockey when Sean Payton was the coordinator, because they knew the Rams would run cover one. Who you're going to match up Shockey against? Polley. Good coverage. Shockey was a little bit better. And the reason why you mentioned that play is because those are plays that, as I went up against Sean Payton at times, now they didn't, whether it was Jason Witten or they had Anthony Fasano or somebody like that, those are plays you put in your memory bank because it might be you. And how do you do it? I talk about all the time, or all the play. One of the plays where, where I tried, when I got a chance to hit Tom Brady, I tried to give him everything I had, because a play where Kevin Falk motioned out, and we ran zone, or we ran man, and against the zone, he was matched up as against the corner. So it was kind of a throwaway play, but the route that I was playing is the one I saw, and Tom Brady and those guys had an adjustment on it. And so the first time he got me. Second time he didn't. But those are just type of things that you look for when you watch the games. And, as we, talk about the playoffs, those are ones that are game-changing plays. You got some other texters here. We appreciate you guys getting pretty busy. Thomas and Lincoln, if Tomlin wanted to go somewhere else, where do you think he'll go? The second big news is that Mike Tomlin has informed the team, I guess, in ownership, that he is going to be coaching next year. He's going to finish out. He's 1 year left, and he's kind of lame duck coach. So he wants to coach one more year. They'll take it. Pittsburgh is always like continuity. They've always backed their coaches. It's funny because as long as it took Bill Cowher to get over the hump to be a championship coach, people forget he had a ton of lean years. He lost a lot of games that he shouldn't have. Mike Tomlin has been the ultimate, beacon of consistency and toughness to win 3 in a row and take Buffalo, all the way to the third or fourth quarter. He's coming back. But to answer your question, Thomas and Lincoln, I was thinking if Mike Tomlin got fired or they decided to part ways, the first place I would like to see him go would be for the Commanders. New ownership, needs extreme leadership. He's a Virginia guy. He fits in well in the city. They need somebody like him. Probably would retain Eric Bieniemy. Be really good for Mike Tomlin. It'd be really good for those defensive guys like Allen and Payne not to be looking for an exit. But he's changing, or he's staying in Pittsburgh. Dave in Fullerton. I don't know if the rugby guy would get combine invite. He'll have his own combine down there at the transition camp or whatever. Cubsker, he says Pittsburgh, I still think needs a dude at OC. Probably so. They probably need to look at a quarterback and a veteran quarterback, especially with Mike Tomlin being in a Justin Fields there would be great. I think. I'm pretty sure some other ones. I like Pickett.
What if they go get like Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, but I think Teddy Bridgewater already said he's going to retire.
Okay, Teddy Bridgewater tight.
Yeah.
Something
I like that. Consistent. Great leadership. Competitive. Won't lose you games, but will win you games. That's exactly what you need. Now, I don't know who's all out there, where their contract stands.
Go get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there to think that you could get, but Justin Fields in Pittsburgh would be great. They do need to get a legit number one receiver. You just have to. You can't trust these dudes that they got.
Even if something as little as they're blocking.
Yeah.
Right? That's a warning sign.
It's a red alert, DEFCON 1 or 2 sign that these guys, you can't trust them. You just can't. Now, they got better at it, but I'd be willing to say there's still those same things on tape, but they're performing better on offense as far as receiving and touchdowns and stuff like that. I think they need to get an influx of true leadership in there. Najee Harris, I think, has gotten too big. Being 242 pounds, you're like a fullback now, dude. You need to get back down to 220, get lean. I like the kind of combination him and Warren. Tight end is good. Offensive line is a work in progress, but the receivers out there don't scare anybody.
To Najee Harris's credit, he hasn't gotten full Eddie Lacy yet.
Not yet, but he's had a good offseason. He's had some Molson Lights up there in Pittsburgh or whatever they've been drinking up there. And Pittsburgh's actually, Austin, I'm not sure if you've ever been there. Pittsburgh's a beautiful city now. It used to be kind of a dump, but they really built it up down there.
Good for Pittsburgh.
So, yeah, I think they have American Eagle headquarters there. It's pretty cool.
I've just always been anti-Pittsburgh because they were just kind of Indy's kryptonite for the longest time.
Yeah. Allegheny Mountains are pretty nice. There we got CJ. Let's see what he says. In his last year in Las Vegas, Derek Carr had the best running back and wide receiver in the NFL, plus other weapons, and still stunk and didn't win. Yes, I think. But the way that he had Josh McDaniels, so that is equivalent to at least 4 more losses.
Talk about a nullifier.
Yes, he will mess up. I won't even say what he'll mess up. Fill in the blank. Jordan Love is a top blank QB in the league. Oh, that's a good question there, Mississippi Mud Dog. He's easily... Well, right now he's playing like a top 6 quarterback. I think in general, I don't want to give him too much too quick. I think he had a really great year. It's 32 teams. He's easily top 15. And he's not 15. He's more getting towards 10 than 15.
11 to 13 range?
Yeah, for sure. That's just being conservative. And I think the Green Bay Packers have found their guy. So now they can really refocus on, obviously, even though I think the receiving core has gotten better, to getting the guy there to help him grow even faster.
Is LaFleur the guy for them long term? Could he be?
You know, I think with Aaron Rodgers gone, I think he's actually become a better coach. Now, I know they struggle in the middle of the year. I think next year will tell you everything.
Well, I think struggling in the middle of the year, but then getting hot and making the playoffs, that shows the ability to adjust and adapt in season.
Without the pressure of an all-time great there undermining you. And
not wasting a year of a career.
Right, and not being there in the offseason and doing his thing. I think he's done a really good job. And I was a little apprehensive on him, when he first got there, coming from Tennessee. I was like, Tennessee's offense is just
Shanahan tree.
Right.
Yeah.
But Tennessee's ground and pound. But I think some of the unique leadership skills that was appealing to Mark Murphy and all those decision makers at Green Bay, I think, are starting to come true. And I think the offense is doing better. And I think next year, and plus going to bat for certain coaches and certain players, that tells you a lot about who he is as a coach as well. And also, he doesn't shy away from taking responsibility. And that's not the norm, especially from guys that like to call plays. So I think he's pretty decent. I think next year will probably seal the deal for him. But Green Bay is a kind of like, for the most part, is kind of like Pittsburgh. They don't like musical chairs at quarterback. And the one thing I will say about Green Bay, I don't think they ever really put enough money or resources into their skill positions, especially for Aaron Rodgers. So I can understand where his frustration is. So those are the two big stories, and there's one more. We'll say this right quick before we go to break, is Jason Kelce has decided to, if you watch the game, I saw the conversation he had when he knew it was over with his offensive line coach, and you can see he was tearing up. That was it. He just said he told his team, I think either in the locker room or, when they got back, that he was going to retire. Obviously, he'll have plenty of options, outside of football, obviously now, and has created quite the presence for himself. And he's a Philadelphia guy, and he very easily could have came back. He played at a Pro Bowl level this year. There was no drop off. 35, 36 years old, probably beat up a little bit. Not the biggest center. He's probably like a smaller version of Damani Dawson. Very quick, very strong, really, really good balance. But being 260 pounds in there probably is worn him down a little bit. Plus, when you have other things outside of football that can, take care of you financially and other opportunities, I think, you can walk away from it. And you had a hard season with a letdown expectation. You got to think they were 10-1, ended up 11-7. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard way to go out. That's why I was so surprised that he decided, and it was already decided before the game, that he was going to retire this year. That would spur me to come back. But as we'll talk about in the next segment, we'll recap the games last night. We'll talk a little bit about Philly and their situation moving forward. Some coaching news, what we might have news at the end of the week. Jim Harbaugh, and kind of he put Michigan on notice, so forth and so on. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, but it will be very cold. We'll see a high of just 9. Tonight, mainly clear. That cold will stick around. Overnight low around 7. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, becoming partly sunny for the afternoon. See a high around 21. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G207684.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a Mill coffee and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Healing the heart takes heart. Our dedicated team of cardiac experts is here for you with breakthrough treatments for serious conditions and expert advice for living longer with a healthier heart. We bring healing care to our community with over 90 cardiology specialists and subspecialists and more than 50 locations across Nebraska, Southwest Iowa, and northern Kansas. Find out how we heal hearts with heart, starting with yours at chihealth.com/heart.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low-rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, old school. Austin, I just heard the quote of the year. It's only been a couple weeks in 2024.
But the competition's over?
It is by the one and only. Is he listening in there? Knock on the window.
Here, I can just go turn it on real quick.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I was in between breaks. I saw the Jake Sorensen in there. And it's always great when you see Jake after like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know he's got business to handle. Or he's been handling business. So I always gotta, tighten Jake up. I told him about Mike McDaniel. If you don't know Mike McDaniel, I think against Detroit had some off-white shoes. So it's a specialty type of shoe. He wanted them so bad and bought them like 3 sizes too big. Well, anyways, we got on that subject, and Jake told me the quote of the year. I asked him if he was productive, which I always know. Jake's a hard worker, right? But I always like to ask him. He's like, I had a very productive day. And he looked at me and he said, every day that I'm alive, it's a productive day. That's a pretty good quote.
That's pretty hard.
But is that it, Jake? Did I get it right? Yeah. And you know what? Triple B printing out there. That's it. That's you need to put Jake's beautiful mugshot, and then you need to have the little, the little circle out there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the t-shirts. Yeah. There you go, Jake.
Every day I'm alive, it's a productive day.
Yeah.
Sounds like standing on business to me.
Yeah, that's Jake. Listen, for all you people out there, that's Jake Sorensen standing on business.
My people standing on business.
Yeah, that's Jake. Yeah, Jake is standing. He stood hard on it too. I was like, Jake puffed up a little bit. I said, listen, Jake, the Bills and the Dolphins are over with, brother. Yeah. I mean, so you get, but yeah,
it's history.
That was a good quote. Virginia Pirate. Hey, listen, anybody that's a Bears fan, I feel sorry for you. If you know any Bears fans, give them a hug. But
Harrison's a Bears fan.
He needs a hug. He says, I'm a Bears fan, would gladly trade Fields for Pickens and a pick. Listen, Chicago Bears, you have had those type of receivers. You had Alshon Jeffrey, headache. You've had Brandon Marshall, double headache, migraine. Claypool, who knows?
Head case.
And then you're going to bring Claypool's like alter twin, which makes it worse. Pickens, not a chance. Keep the dudes you want. Let's see. We got an unknown texter, 2546. Won't be enemy. Be the head coach of the Commanders. Hasn't he earned that? I'd like to think so. But who knows what they're gonna do? They've just hired their GM from the 49ers. If they had a transfer portal ranking, he's the number one GM prospect out there. Obviously, just done a great job as assistant GM under John Lynch. He's probably done a lot of the work because John Lynch went from the play booth or the TV analyst booth to GM. So look, they're trying to handle leadership first.
I saw this article, I don't remember how long ago, basically saying that assistant GM is one of the best jobs in sports, where you're not forward facing, you're not the one out in front making the decisions, you have the final power, and you can outlast GMs.
Yeah. And nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could be assistant GM, pro scouting. The next thing you know, 3 GMs later, you'd lasted like 18 years.
Still the assistant general manager of pro scouting.
Yeah, because Greer down in Miami, that's how he kind of did it, and he's been lasting pretty well. And he was on a little bit of a thin ice, but he's done well. But what we were talking about before was the Philadelphia Eagles and Jason Kelce retiring. Why would he retire? And obviously health and all that stuff, it's up to his choice. But the dynamics of the Philadelphia Eagles and their season is something to really look into. To their argument, they're one holding call away from being world champions. They're actually a legitimate, non-muddy, slippery surface, probably away from being world champions in their minds. In a lot of ways, they were celebrated as world champions. Bigger market, tons of commercials. Jalen Hurts gets the huge contract. Kelce decides pretty quickly he's coming back, bringing a lot of the older guys back, and all chips are into the middle of the table to try to get this championship, even though you lose 2 of your coordinators. But from the very beginning, even at 10-1, they did not look like a true dominant 10-1 team. Then they squeaked out and got a lucky victory against the Buffalo Bills at home. And Buffalo had Josh Allen and Davis, they probably kicking themselves. That's a pass they throw in warm-ups 50 times. Didn't get it. Gave Philly a chance and kind of a lucky win. That was their last win, to be honest with you.
Their last
win. Buffalo reeled off 7 in a row. They reeled off like 6 losses in a row. Well, when you think of their team, Philly, where you thought they were at the beginning of the season, everybody said they're the most talented team. Well, the problem is defensively, or just overall. Yeah, Jason Kelce, that's long in the tooth, 35, 36. Lane Johnson, excuse me. The best right tackle, Hall of Famer for sure. First ballot. One of the best right tackles ever. He's over 30 and injury prone. Fletcher Cox, over 30, injury prone, not as dominant or productive. Brandon Graham has been playing, I think, 12 years, along with Fletcher Cox, long in the tooth. Still productive, not dominant. Then you have Jason Kelce. Those guys are your figureheads of your team. Then you have a coach that's very abrasive, cocky, loud, and is tolerable when you're winning. Well, in Philly, And if you're not embodying the team, the coach and the players, it can be horrible there because the Philly fans do matter. Let's take it a step further. You have A.J. Brown from the very beginning, maybe week 4 or 5, and this is when they're winning. There's a couple games he didn't get targeted as much. The reason why I know because I have him on fantasy. And you could just see his attitude change and be up and down every single week.
Thought he was back in Tennessee for a while.
Right. And then that affects the locker room. It affects his relationship with Jalen Hurts. It affects the way Smith is being able to develop. And then the offensive philosophy, I think, changed. And here's why. Philly's offensive line, not this season, but last season, was one of the best offensive lines I probably had seen in quite some time. They were violent. They were physical. They were technically sound. They were fast. They were in shape. They were lean. They were dominant. So they could run the ball with anybody that they had, which allowed them to run more RPOs with Jalen Hurts, which would seem like it was unstoppable at times, and it would open up their play action pass. Well, the philosophy must have changed with Johnson calling the plays because you never seen them really dedicate themselves to running the ball. Well, just in here, you're a byproduct of how you practice. So if you're not calling the plays, running plays in the game, or trying to be a dominant physical team in the game, you definitely ain't practicing that way.
No.
So the whole offense has been off. Jalen Hurts was better being in between a game manager and a game changer, because I don't think he's a good enough quarterback to where he can take the team on his shoulders and pass them to victory 60 times. 400. No way.
Shouldn't be throwing 40 very often.
Right. But they're trying to do it. I don't know if the contract did it or the new time to call plays. It's just been off. Then you flip to defensively. Always seem to draft it well. It seems like Georgia 2.0 up there. I think they have like at least, three first-round picks from Georgia and a couple second-round picks. But they struggled on the back end, right? So they're getting exposed. Well, if your offense isn't isn't efficient in being physical, there's no way your defense can. And I heard a quote was Philly's team was like a Ferrari, right? That somehow the check engine light comes on and you still keep showing up and winning races, even though you haven't taken care of the check engine light. Well, you get to the finals of the Grand Prix or whatever it is, and it falls out right there in front of everybody. You saw so many glaring weaknesses from Philly against Tampa Bay that it looked like Tampa was actually the team that coming off being, runner up in the Super Bowl championship, and Philly looked different. They looked slow. They looked uninterested. They looked ill-prepared. They looked weak. They looked soft. They looked horrible. That's how you get the coach fired. So I'm going to ask you, Austin. You're Howie Roseman. Jeff Lurie is the owner. Howie Roseman, the GM. Great GM, by the way. Very aggressive GM, but very smart. If you're him, along with Jeff Lurie, I'm sure they flew back together. They've met probably all day. What do you do with the head coach? Is it time, knowing a lot of your stalwarts probably won't be back? You're going to have to pick and choose. One retired, but you got between Fletcher Cox, Graham, Lane Johnson, all those, A.J. Brown, you got to deal with him. You got Smith coming up for potentially, a new contract. All of that comes into evaluation of the coach because it looked like he lost the team. Do you keep him or do you fire him and kind of start over?
It all depends to me on who's out there, right? Vrabel hasn't been hired yet. Do you think you have a shot at Belichick? Do you want to get in on the Harbaugh sweepstakes, something like that? Sirianni's not bad, but I also think Sirianni is kind of that game manager quarterback of a head coach who runs his mouth a little bit more than he should, right? Again, it works when they're winning. Like Philly fans loved it last year. Exactly.
Yeah.
But this year, he's still talking a big game. But you mentioned they looked unprepared. Even I could tell that. Like Tampa looked like they put everything they had into this game. Philadelphia just kind of threw its hands up, said, well, we're just better. We've been here before. We'll figure it out.
Looks like the Cowboys.
Right. Played even worse than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Somehow. I think that organization too is generally proactive, but not rash, right? I think Roseman and Lurie have a solid enough track record that they think they hired Sirianni for a reason. Kept him around, elevated him to that position. if they still think they made the right move and he's their guy, they'll keep him, but they'll make sure that it's not about him. Right. I don't think Sirianni's comments were made for the locker room. Maybe he tried, but it seemed like a lot of his comments were made for him. AJ Brown's comments were made for AJ Brown. Right. Nick Sirianni has to grow as a leader, as a motivator of men, right? You talk about scheme guys and system guys. I think Sirianni wants to be the button pusher for that offense. I just don't know how good he is at it. So if he's not going to be at the controls of the offense, he has to be at the helm of the ship, steering the locker room, steering the culture. Maybe he can grow into that, but Philly has to get this decision right. I mean, Washington will be turning over a new leaf. The Bears are, the
Bears.
The wrong division though, but same conference.
The
Giants
just lost their defensive coordinator
is stuck with Daniel Jones, but Dallas, you can say maybe they're rash and hasty, but you think Jerry's going to make a move. If you think you can afford to wait out Nick Sirianni's learning curve, you keep him. If you think that you're able to retain some of the roster, or you want a steadier hand guiding the culture of the young guys, you bring someone new in.
I'm right there with you. It'd be interesting to see what they do. We're going to take a quick break. I want Austin to think about if he was Mr. Jerry Jones, what do you do with Mike McCarthy? I already have my answer ready to go. I want to see what Austin does because I think it could be a domino effect, copycat. If Dallas makes a move or if Philly makes a move, Dallas might not make a move. Jay Foreman, Austin, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start 2024 off on a high note by loading up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through January 16th is a Nebraska ground beef case sales. 12 one-pound packages of premium Nebraska ground beef for just $46.99 per case and $1.50 off all McClure's brand products. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hundreds of realtors in town.
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Make the 2024 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 19th through Sunday, January 21st. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the Dylan Blind giveaway, compete in the Big Bucket Monster Shed contest, and try the 3D shoot and more. Buy your tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 19th through 21st at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Healing the heart takes heart. Our dedicated team of cardiac experts is here for you with breakthrough treatments for serious conditions and expert advice for living longer with a healthier heart. We bring healing care to our community with over 90 cardiology specialists and subspecialists and more than 50 locations across Nebraska, Southwest Iowa, and northern Kansas. Find out how we heal hearts with heart, starting with yours at chihealth.com/heart.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, Nebraska. Keeping it green. Helping it thrive. Making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, from waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School. About to put a bow on this Tuesday before we turn it over to basketball.
To Josh.
Yeah, Josh. He's calling the I think Norris Titans against the Waverly Vikings, I think they are. But before we went to break, I implored Austin to get into the mind of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones.
That's a scary place.
Yeah,
I didn't like it there. I'm glad I made it back.
Yeah, it was like going in a warp speed and coming back. And I wanted his opinion on what he would do, I guess, with Mike McCarthy. Moving forward, you keep him, fire him, or make him hire a new coach, or what would you do?
I bring him in like who's that guy? Our
Dennis Allen,
our actor friend Eric Strickland in the movie Intentions, released in 2023. Say, come on in, sit on down. This should be quick. Just a couple things to discuss.
Yeah.
Tricky, I love you by that. No, I think it'd be a quick meeting because I would look Mike McCarthy in the eye and say, you know what I brought you here to do? You haven't done it. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
You know, you're a Super Bowl winning head coach. We haven't gotten back there. Miserable flameouts despite good regular season success. And back to Austin Norman voice from Jerry Jones voice. Mike McCarthy, I think, is a floor raiser. I don't know if he's a ceiling raiser.
Yeah, I think he's done it. He's got him to where he can get to. And I don't think he's completely 100% at fault. I think Dan Quinn, his defensive game plan.
You hope he goes to Seattle.
Yeah, it was garbage. It didn't look very detailed. They didn't play very good on defense, which affected their offense. And I think, Dak Prescott has to take a lot of the blunt of the blame as well. But ultimately, the head coach, Mike McCarthy, take their, regular season prowess out of it. They're 0-5 over the last 2 years against San Francisco and Green Bay. San Francisco is the team you think about and you measure yourself against. And you haven't beat them. And a lot of times last time you played them, you got physically embarrassed. That's a reflection of the head coach. You got to go. I appreciate all your hard work and respect. I'll give you a good letter of recommendation. But you are no longer the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And just move on from there. And if I was Jerry Jones, I would make a move, whether it's Jim Harbaugh, somebody, because Jerry Jones said it himself. He doesn't have a lot of years left. Well, then you need to own and make decisions as so. Because the Cowboys will be passed down to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
While you're alive, you have to make ownership moves for what you would like to do and obviously get back to be a dominant team. Because they do have the opportunity right now. San Francisco is going to implode salary cap wise. Dallas is in a pretty good position. I'm trying to get Dak Prescott to renegotiate a long-term contract, kind of like Patrick Mahomes, front-loaded, spread it out. Second time we have to renegotiate if you're playing well or we got to trade you. Then we can knock that salary cap number down. We got some holes we got to fix on the defensive side, handle Michael Parsons and so forth and so on, CD Lamb, and try to take advantage of this situation in the NFC. If they do it right with the right head coach, Jerry Jones can get his wishes.
What do you make of Micah Parsons not making an impact against Green Bay?
Here's what I take it. That team was overconfident, didn't know how to deal with success of being the NFC East champs. Like, they stopped right there. They thought since they're NFC East champs, they're just automatically going to get to the Super Bowl like Philadelphia.
Yeah, got one over on Philly, so you're good.
And they looked ill-prepared, unmotivated, and Micah Parsons, the weaknesses that he got exploited in the last 2 weeks are the same weaknesses that he needs to attack in the offseason. As great as he is and as dominant as he is, he needs to get better in the run game, and he needs to get better at play recognition. Period. That's what Green Bay did. So I think it's a byproduct of being overconfident and ill-prepared. Happens to the best of them. I've been there, done it, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And it's a long off season, especially when you play for the Dallas Cowboys. But without that being said, thank you for the text line. We always appreciate you guys lighting it up and stuff. So we have good stuff to answer for you and great questions today. I'm Jay Foreman. That's my man Austin Norman. We are old school. We'll see you tomorrow.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Copple. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Copple. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at copplecars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G2076684.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X series